It was yet another incredibly entertaining, incredibly close basketball game in the postseason between the Denver Nuggets and the LA Lakers. But the Nuggets, yet again, just too much. A 108-106 win to complete the gentleman's sweep in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. Andy Kamenetzky from Locked On Lakers joins me now. And Andy, this was a matchup that seemed to be one that the Lakers felt like, hey, we can manage this. Why couldn't they?
I mean, at the end of the day, your margin for error against a team like Denver is basically non-existent. And you have to play damn near perfect every single game because they're the better team. I don't think the gap between them and the Lakers is necessarily dramatically huge. I mean, to put this in perspective, last year, for all the jokes about the most competitive sweep ever, the Lakers lost by a combined 24 points. This year, they lost by a combined 22 points. That's pretty tight. I get where fans of the other 29 teams want to get all their ammo off against the Lakers, and fine. That's the other side of, if you're a Laker fan or somebody who covers the team and you've had that much success, you got to be able to take the other side of it. But I think if you're being objective, they've been tight series. Like tonight, for example, I think the thing the Lakers are going to look at most closely is, and with most, regret, being upset at themselves, is the free throws. If they had just shot average at the line as opposed to 18 of 27, missing 9 of them, 67% rounding up. If they had just shot, 21 of 27, they win the game. And that's not even that good. They're going to be I'm sure they're going to look over pieces of film and look at the different ways Jamal Murray was able to put himself in a position to hit killer shot after killer shot. And that guy is an absolute playoff killer. But, game 2, they, with the Jamal Murray buzzer beater, they had an opportunity to win that game as well, multiple opportunities. But, certain things Denver just did better. Timely offensive rebounds. Aaron Gordon was all over the glass. You cannot allow a team like Denver to get extra opportunities than they'll already create for themselves. And unfortunately, the Lakers couldn't prevent it enough.
Yeah, and to your point, just in the last 75 seconds or so, LeBron James actually made 2 free throws, but also Aaron Gordon gets that offensive rebound that leads to the go-ahead bucket. And so it's just that those little things can be the difference in winning or losing these games, especially against Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. This is going to lead to some questions, Andy, about where this team goes from here. I will put it to you bluntly. Do you think this is the last time we see this core in LA?
I don't think if you're defining the core as LeBron, AD, and let's throw in Austin Reeves, I think the answer is no. You're going to see them next year. I would be very surprised if LeBron ends up anywhere else. And short of needing to include him in a trade for a legit third superstar, let's just say like a Donovan Mitchell, for example, I would be very surprised if Austin Reeves is included in a deal. But, D'Angelo Russell has a player option, and I think he's going to exercise it. I think he'd also like to return to the Lakers if possible, and I don't think the Lakers are going to have a better opportunity to replace him on the open market. Certainly if he walks, they're not going to be getting much cap space, if any. So it wouldn't surprise me if they tried to find another deal similar to the one that he'd be opting out of to bring him back. I think the biggest question is, however you define the core, who will be coaching them? I think is the real question lingering over the organization right now.
Do you have a name in mind, someone you think would make the most sense?
It's really funny because I want to clarify this. This is me just making somewhere between an educated guess and a guess. I don't think Darvin is going to be returning just because I don't think this team has quit on him. I mean, obviously, the way they played in these playoffs and the way they played down the stretch, getting themselves into the playoffs, they clearly are still playing hard. They're still trying to win games. If they had wanted to sack Darvin, they could have played that way a long time ago. But I don't think they particularly enjoy being coached by Darvin. And I think Darvin regressed. He has, I think, some allies in the front office, namely Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss, and those are two pretty powerful ones to have. But I think if the players really get a vote, they'd bring someone else in. Who would replace him, I think, is a fascinating question, because there are not a lot of names out there that jump out as the obvious choice. The biggest irony is, I would say right now, the highest profile name would be Mike Budenholzer, the guy that really mentored and trained Darvin Ham, which I imagine would be a difficult sell to Laker fans.
I thought you were going to say Frank Vogel.
If I'm Frank Vogel, boy, that contract to bring me back is going to be huge. Huge. Because they scapegoated him on the way out when he got fired.
Sure did.
They really made him the fall guy for the Russell Westbrook trade. That certainly was neither his fault nor, if I'm guessing, his idea. But if I'm Frank Vogel, if I'm on the open market and the Lakers are calling, I am holding out for it, just gobs and gobs of money.
Stay up to date on the Los Angeles Lakers all year by subscribing to Locked On Sports Today and Locked On Lakers on your favorite podcast app and on YouTube.